Anyway.
Anywho, so I played Watchmen: The End Is Nigh, which is kind of like a brawler in the same vein as Streets of Rage and Castle Crashers and all those others, where you play. It's like 1972, so it's like 13 years before the events of the movie, back when masked vigilantes were still active and still fighting crime and whatnot before they all are made illegal by Nixon just before the movie, or like a few years before the movie. So you play as either Rorschach or Night Owl. I played as Rorschach, of course. And basically, you just have to, in the demo, you have to like fight your way through a prison. The reason for which I can't remember. There's a riot going on. There are prisoners escaping from the cells, and you're just beating up inmates in prison. So
it sounds like a good game.
Well, it sounds like a good game, but
it sounds fun, but.
The first thing I'll say, the first impression were actually really good. The presentation is excellent, especially for a downloadable game, because the graphics in-game are pretty nice, and the cutscenes, like around the mission, setting everything up, are done in a sort of comic book style. In fact, using the same sort of style as the Dave Gibbons drawings in the actual book, which is very nice. And it's like animated, kind of like a living comic book. So it has that, and the voice acting of the two characters is pretty good. Occasionally, actually, considering that they're having to go off-piste and do some sort of Alan Moore-esque writing, but their own stuff, they actually do a fairly good job of it. It's pretty much all Rorschach talking, like talking about or writing in his journal, that sort of thing. And for the most part, it comes off pretty well, and it's generally along the same level of quality as you'd expect from the film, except that occasionally they'll do things like, not so much in the cutscenes, but like if you're in the middle of like the level, you have to solve this puzzle. Puzzle, I say in inverted commas, and I'll get to the puzzles in a minute. But like, Rorschach was like, it has to tell Night Owl to like lift up a grate so that he can slide under and like pull a lever to open some doors. And the way that Rorschach sort of talks in his journal, where he like only uses the minimum number of words he needs to. It's like, dog's carcass in alley, that kind of thing. He speaks like that the whole time in the game, and it's really stupid. It's like in the Star Wars prequels. Okay, Yoda has a speech pattern, we all know it, but that's not a reason to make him sound like an idiot. But yeah, so it's really, really simplistic. You have like a strong attack and a weak attack to start off with. You do pick up these little icons on the floor, which are like Rorschach symbols, which give you more stuff to do. So there's like a stun combos, where you have to like hit the X button 4 times, or there's a throw where you press the B button and you can throw one guy into a whole other guy.
4 times, oh no.
Yeah, I know. That's the problem, is that everything is really, really simple. Plus, it has a little button prompt on the screen. So if you press the X button, an X button will appear. And so you can tell exactly how many you've done in the combo. And so I basically went through the entire game. The stun combo is the first one you do, just using the stun combo. And then when people are stunned, using the heavy attack on them, and they went down just easily enough. And so the only time I was ever in difficulty was when there was more than one guy. And usually Night Owl, the AI, was taking care of the other guy. So it's pretty simplistic. The puzzle solving, as I said, is actually just a wasted time, because that occasion where you have Night Owl lift up this gate for you and then Rorschach slides under and pulls the thing, all you have to do is wait for the AI to come over to you, and then you like press A next to the grate, and Rorschach gets down, slides under the gate, and walks over and pulls the lever. It's like, what was the point of that? I didn't achieve anything by doing that. You could have just had the door magically open when I approached it. And that goes for every single puzzle. There are like things where you each have to pull the same lever at the same time, and I can kind of see that might be a sort of way of
that's a brain teaser.
You know what game also has this?
It seems like they're trying to make some concessions for the game being co-op, and you can do local co-op, I think. But it's just, they're not challenging, they're not interesting. They just press A at these points and you both have to do it.
Braid's got nothing on this.
No, you know what that's exactly from? Army of Two, baby. You basically walk up to a door and you can't open it because your guy's retarded and you need your buddy to come hit A beside you, and then you can both open the door together.
So not very impressed, and considering that it's 1,600 Microsoft points.
Jesus, $20?
Yeah, it's $20. And I can see why they thought this would be a good idea, because they thought this game looks like it should come on a disc because it has very high production values. But it's just not really very much fun, and I would never pay that much for this game.
So, Jam, how much would you pay for this for what it is? And 800.
Well,
Would you
if
do
it had
800?
if it had like a different camera system and allowed me to play like 4-player online co-op, then I might pay like 800 Microsoft points for it, because the combat is very, very simple. I mean, it has nothing on like Marvel Ultimate Alliance where you're doing all these special
Well,
moves
that's
and
what
you
I
can
was
do
gonna
combo
say.
attacks and that sort of thing. So I'd pay 800 Microsoft points for it if it had that, but because it doesn't, and because I don't have anyone to really play with it, I wouldn't buy this game.
Well, don't get me wrong, Marvel also comes from a much better set of a story than shitty old Watchmen.
Ooh.
Why? So yeah, not impressed by Watchmen.
Sounds like a watered down version of Marvel to me.
It's not even that. It's not nowhere near as much fun.
Yeah, too bad.